Hey, what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your man, Animal Brown, Animal_Brown, if you're looking for me on socials.
Absolutely. And I am Spike Lou on those same social sites. So holla at your boy. Summer is in full effect. AB. Heat waves all across the country.
It's 98 degrees this week in the A, dude.
All week. No
That's what I'm
breaks.
saying. And
All
so y'all
week.
let me know how that go, because I'll be in the crib with the AC. I ain't gonna hold you.
Listen, dude. You're gonna be sitting in a pool outside somewhere or something. I can't imagine how a nigga used to move around like when it was this hot when we were younger. But we didn't phase us though. Niggas should be outside, sweat puddles in your shirts, nigga. Nuts. That shit's crazy, nigga. I wouldn't dare do that.
Them days OV, my boy.
That is fact, man. What we got on deck for the week?
I mean, extra pack episode, man. We're gonna talk first week sales for Gunna. We're gonna talk Young Thug's new album. Did Jordan Lucas drop the video of the year? And this XXL freshman class, man. Is this the most accurate freshman class in a long time? We're gonna discuss. But first, we got rap beef, guys. First rap beef of 2023, maybe, possibly. Pusha T responded finally to Jim Jones poking him for the last couple of weeks. Of course, y'all remember he said that Pusha T does not belong on the top 50 rappers, but NBA YoungBoy did. Pusha T finally responded via a diss track played at the Pharrell Louis Vuitton unveiling in Paris, I believe they were at. Jim Jones wasted no time responding with a on the block freestyle video. My question: we've heard both of the songs. Well, one of them over a fucking runway. But after hearing both of the material, who is winning the battle so far?
Winning the battle.
Yeah.
So just basically with what we have so far, I would have to say Jim Jones reluctantly. One, because I can't even pull Pusha T song up. That's first of all. And you can't really listen to it. I heard it in the background at the Paris show. And for all we know, Jim Jones is a clever cat. It seems as if you mentioned it too when you were reading it in, poking the bear, like he was trying to get Pusha to do this. I want you to just say enough, come out of hiding, peek your head up to where I got now. I can do my man Drizzy right, pause, and just get all the way out here and just be completely disrespectful like Jim Jones does. So I got to think that round one would go to Jimmy. However, we know Pusha T's a clever cat, man. Maybe he wanted him to win that first round. So he can start hitting him with the, hey, man, your man's look like he finna die over there like he was doing Drake and 40, like the complete disrespectful shit. Like maybe he wanted Jim to jump all the way out there and take the lead so it wouldn't be as harmful when he came back and blew that nigga out of the water with the nukes. It's crazy. I read this on Twitter, and they were talking about how this nigga Pusha T, when he had a diss with Drake or with Wayne or whoever it was, how this nigga be knowing so much about niggas and nobody knows shit about him, dude.
That's a fact.
That's a card up his sleeve. So he mentioned, we heard little snippets of the Jimmy talking about the home foreclosures and just little small lines, bro. So who knows what that man got up his sleeve? But if we're talking about what we got now and what we process, because I can access Jim Jones song and I don't know what Pusha T song is, I'm gonna go with Jim. Who you got?
Yeah, no, you're right. That just reminded me of how much of a bombshell it was when Pusha T revealed Drake had a kid. Nick, like, no,
yeah, nobody knew that. Like niggas was like, wait, what? Nigga got a kid?
Like if you follow like the blog sites, like certain blog sites, you may have heard rumblings, but I don't follow that shit. So this was brand new news to the kid and to a lot of people. So that's funny that you mentioned that. Dude definitely be having access. With that being said, with what we've heard, I did like Pusha T song from what I could hear. I thought the beat was kind of dope. It was funny seeing the clip. You see Jay-Z and Beyonce, they like damn near breaking their neck to it. They clearly were feeling it. It had both brothers on there. Both Clips brothers was on the song, which then prompted Jim Jones to bring Malice's situation into his shit. And I thought,
did he say Malice smoke crack or something?
He said looked like he was on. Yeah, he been getting served.
Niggas look like roaches,
which was funny. I actually did
Jesus.
I like both of the songs, to be honest. I thought Jim Jones' freestyle was actually pretty solid. People forget Jim Jones can rap now.
Yeah. Jim
There,
Jones, you're
there
right.
was a point in time when he was like, it was a little iffy. That first album, even though I do like the first album, like you could tell Jim was kind of still relatively new to it. It's a new day now, though. Like Jim Jones can spit, and he was ripping that on the low. So
Facts.
he's not going to be a pushover. He's obviously not as good as Pusha T. And when Pusha T start uncovering whatever he finna uncover, it
Like
could
Pusha
get
T said,
ugly.
we
But
know
Jim
where
put up
you're
a nice
delicate.
showing so far.
We know where you're delicate, man. So he need to be very careful. And one of the things that I've been hearing, though, we talked about this in the group chat as well. Like, as long and it sound like an old head shit to say, it sounds like as long as it stay on wax. Because Jim Jones was slightly disrespectful, and he's been talking about, I got anger issues. Don't try to do all of that shit when you get smoked, my nigga. Don't try to preface it by saying I'm gonna want to fight. I got the goon. Like, nah, nigga, come on and get this work. Pause. You done jumped off the porch. You said them niggas look like roaches and crackheads. Stand there and take this ass whooping like a man that you tried to get on this mic, bro. Like, don't be trying to fight and shit, because that ain't gonna be cool. Jim Jones is gonna take an L to me if he try to take this to the violence. Like, keep it strictly wax. These niggas, it ain't real beef. Y'all don't dislike each other. Y'all just had a disagreement. So go on and air that shit out. I would really hate for Jim Jones to be trying to fight and shit behind this once Pusha T come out and smoke him, because it's coming. It is coming. All these niggas is talking about, Jimmy putting up a fight. That nigga finna get his boot smoked, nigga. I promise you that. What if, and I fuck with Jimmy.
What if a lot of people are saying that Pusha T kind of baited him, but what if Jones was the one that was doing the baiting, and maybe he got the big Hiroshima bomb nigga in the cut?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of Hiroshima bomb he might have, unless him and Drake got a disc. Like if that got him the feature, then Jim Jones is happy. Like if this get him to me and Drake versus Pusha T and Malice, then Jim Jones is super happy. But I don't know. I think as methodical as Push is, and you just mentioned the shit about Drake with the kid, like I gotta think, brother, there was a reason why we just got snippets. Like there is a reason why that shit just wasn't an audio release, like it wasn't on YouTube or nothing. It's just in the background playing. So I gotta think that when that shit do officially drop, then it's some more smoke that's gonna be with it, man.
That's a good point.
Jimmy better be fucking ready. I know that. Like Jimmy better fucking prepare himself, because it's coming, boy.
I'm here for it. I think hip hop needed this.
Yeah, I like this. I love this. This is, like I said, it ain't no potential risk of it getting violent or nothing. Niggas just burning and it's gonna get disrespectful, and we can keep it moving. We grown men with families and millions of dollars. We just have a difference of opinion. We finna get it out on wax. Like, I appreciate this. I saw people try to say Pusha T's debut was at a Paris fashion show in front of Jay-Z and Beyonce, and Jim Jones was on front of 4 people on the block in Harlem. There's levels. Nah, really, this is rap, bro.
Yeah, no.
This is just rap, my nigga.
Yeah,
that don't none of that matter, my nigga. Relax. It don't matter where that shit debuted at, my nigga. You better come with some smoke. Like, really, really pushes on the clock. It almost been too long. He getting like the Meek Mill little courtesy weight right here, man. But he got maybe what? How long would you say?
This week. He need to drop something this week.
Yeah, by Friday, he need to be like
facts.
Smoked him.
But that's a good point. I'm glad you mentioned that, because people were trying to compare the locales and all of that. They both make sense. Jim Jones in Paris Fashion Week, that wouldn't even make sense, dude. That's Pusha's lane. He's been doing that for years, hanging with Kanye and them out there. So that made sense. That was accurate. And Pharrell is his man's. That's cool. Jim Jones on the block fits his persona, dude. Like, it makes sense.
I'm right here in Harlem, bro. Like,
you right there in front of the bodega and the chopped cheese spot or whatever the fuck that was right there. And that's its own brand, dude. So why would you want him to do anything else? Like, stick to the script, bro.
Yeah, I like it. I like how this playing out, man. I'm appreciating this. Is getting a spark for the summer, man.
For sure. I'm here for it.
Absolutely. All right, man. Next, speaking of here for it, the BET Awards played out last night, AB, and your man's Bobby Jones was so sad. He was so sad. Sexy Red did the Booty Hole Brown song in front of him. He was highly offended, and people wonder why Beyonce's never in attendance, dude. No, but shout out to BET, man. I guess a celebration of Black culture. Highlights and lowlights for UAB, other than Sexy Red saying her booty hole brown in front of the pastor.
Yo, that shit was funny though. I ain't gonna lie. Like
It
he was
was like a
appalled.
skit, dude.
Cause you can't you? It made perfect sense that he would be the person sitting right there,
You
and
can
just the
see his
his
face.
face, nigga, was priceless, dude.
Bro was like, is we for real right now?
Yeah, that shit was
That nigga
funny as
had
fuck.
never heard that song, dude. He was like, her what? God damn, that was funny, nigga.
That shit was funny. I think
Ah,
people taking that way too seriously, but that's a whole nother
yeah,
story.
it was funny.
Um, first of all, I feel like this was a strong BT award. I'm not gonna lie. My power went out right before Quavo
Mm.
and Offset performed, which kind of sucked, but I did catch the repeat earlier today. There were several moments I thought during this. They celebrated hip hop's 50th anniversary in style. They mixed a lot of the old school with the new school, which I thought was really dope. Real cool transitions, honoring Busta Rhymes, but then bringing in Coi Leray because she flipped his beat or whatever. Like it was, I thought that was kind of cool. A nice honor of the old and the new. Man, they didn't show favoritism to either, in my opinion. You even saw the Down South got a piece at P out there, Ti out there. That shit was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think having no host actually worked in their favor because they were able to do
Yeah.
more performances. We didn't have to sit through anybody's stand-up jokes or whatever the case may be. Allegedly, they didn't have a host because of the writer strike. I thought it flowed, and I actually thought, like I said, it turned a negative into a positive. It worked in BET's favor. I thought this was a good show, man. So a couple more highlights would be just some of the performances and mixing the old with the new. The low lights, I could argue some people were missing, but you're gonna have that in a 50-year celebration. There was no Cash Money. P actually made note of that. He said he wished they were there. There was a couple of people that weren't there, but again, you're gonna say that about everybody. Every celebration, you're gonna be like, "Yo, where's so and so?" That's just how it is. So it was dope to me, though, in my opinion. I liked it.
Do they pay those people for those performances?
Man, they may pay accommodations. I don't know if they pay. Well, yeah, that I gotta pay for that, bro. I think they do pay for that. Fuck it. Yeah, because they
Yeah,
get too
because
much ad money off of it.
yeah, I'm wondering what the ticket is and why some niggas would turn it down and some wouldn't. Because I have to think the Cash Money was offered an invitation to come and just turned it down because of pricing, maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, that was just one thing that I wondered about when you seen all the different performances because there were more performances, and I agree with you. I think it played better. But pay the writers. Shout out to them. People making Hollywood go. I love TV, so I want to see them get paid. However, like you said, though, man, this was a good show without a host. There wasn't a lot of pressure for someone to try to be funny with them dry ass jokes that they be up there doing, and you finally get comfortable like an hour in, then you make another inappropriate joke and everybody uncomfortable again. We didn't have to sit through that. So yes, I did appreciate having more acts. Some of the highlights for me, just the highlights and the lowlights are the same in the sense of I love seeing the new acts. I love seeing people enjoy themselves celebrating Black culture. But also, too, I'm getting to the point where it used to be when you was watching it with your moms and she'd be like, who is that? Who is that right there? Who is that? Like the low life for me is just not being abreast of like just who all the different young motherfuckers was that I felt like maybe I should have known, or maybe the different people on the carpet or the red action. I had no idea who the fuck they was. So that was probably one of the low lights for me. And again, that wasn't a BET thing because I do appreciate them putting the younger voices on. They've always been doing that. I'm just not as abreast with those acts as I used to be. So that kind of went over my head and was a low life. But it was a good night, a nice celebration. I look forward to seeing what Tyler Perry continues to do with this award show. I think it continue to grow and continue to be more regal and elegant. And maybe they can give Beyonce that one year. Maybe.
Y'all, man, y'all acting like Beyonce ain't banging that Pound Town at the crib, man. Y'all, if y'all think Beyonce high and mighty like that, nigga, y'all got another thing coming, dude.
She not.
Trust me, she know that shit.
She not mouthing it in front of Bobby Jones though, bro. Like
that's her shit though. That's her shit.
I'm sure she probably fucks with Pound Town. I'm sure she does. It's a catchy little song, but there's a time and a place, man.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I mean, I guess
time and a place.
I guess that first of all, let's be honest, man. Who knows? The next time Sexy Red to be invited to any of these award shows and her song was played, she was hype. I'm like it didn't bother me, man. I'm gonna be real.
No, it didn't bother me. However, it was funny. It was really funny.
100% funny.
I wasn't appalled. I was like, oh my God, look at her. Like that wasn't the case. Like I said, I appreciate the classiness and the ratchetness. I'm a fine in between. I can take a little bit of all of it. So yeah, I appreciate her being there. However, you do want to see it grow. And again, we've talked about this every year, and I hate to beat a dead horse. I want to see this be like the black version of the Grammys, where like people feel like they can't miss this. Like I would love for it to like all the big stars, Beyonce, Rihanna, everybody be like, nah, I can't miss the BET Awards, just as they would with the Grammys or any one of the Golden Globes or something like that.
But to be fair though, people look at the Oscars and the Golden Globes and the Grammys and all that. They look at that as being stuffy. Like people can't let their hair down. People can't chill. Like it's all uppity. That's how people look at that shit. Whereas this is a little bit more chill. This is a little bit more of a cookout vibe. You know what I mean? So like that's why you get a sexy red hype and people hyping her up. Like and like they let that go. Like that's supposed to be acceptable. That's supposed to be cool. We're supposed to be here in all shape, forms, and sizes, and you can kind of let your hair down a little bit. Whereas it's a little more stuffy, a little more uppity. I can't. And like people, they don't like that shit, bro. So a lot of people don't go to that either.
No,
like,
you're absolutely right. I guess the fine line, like what we were talking about though, is how do I still keep it black, still keep it hair laid back like that, but also there's this certain type of appreciation where you like you in here, nigga. I'm gonna put that shit on. It's gonna be one of those nights. Who
people do? Beyonce's on tour.
I want everyone to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I would like for it to be a can't miss event for black people as a whole, like the whole black culture. I feel like some people still, because of the degree of, hair laid back that you said it is, some people still feel like, nah, that ain't my bag. I wish that they could get to a place where everybody feels included. Like you said, fine line you could walk. Some dope party planning would have to happen for that. But yeah, we can do it.
Next up, man, it's that time of the year, people. XXL freshman class. Last couple of years, we have noted that it has been hit or miss. Mostly miss. The 10 have been announced. I'm gonna run these names real quick. Your boy Finesse 2 times, Lola Brooke, Rob Fort 9, Friday, Glorilla, Too Rare, Sleazy World Go. Shout out to him. Central C, Real Boston Richie, La Tyler, Tia Corinne, and the 10th spot winner that was voted in, DC the Don. My question is simple. Is this the most accurate freshman class in the last couple of years?
This is a solid list. I was just speaking about the people that I didn't know at the BET Awards. I know the last couple of years it's been a rough go around when these lists have dropped off. We used to do whole shows about these. Now we know 40% of the people. But yes, all of that being said, Finesse 2 times, obviously. Lola Brooke, obviously. Glorilla, obviously. My man's been in my Instagram DM. Shout out to Jovan, man. He been in my Instagram DMs trying to get me on Rob 49 for at least 2 months, telling me to listen to him. So I was aware of him. Friday been killing the hooks. If that's the right dude, if I'm sure about, okay, that's the same dude. Yeah, so Boston Richie, he had the shit with Future that was going up. So yeah, I was more familiar with these people than I have been in a couple of years. Again, I plan to go listen to the other people just to see what they sound like in full on the list. But yeah, I mean, this wasn't a bad list at all. This wasn't one of those ones I'd be like, man, who are these people?
Right.
The people that I've named have made a really significant impact this year as a freshman. What about you?
Yeah, I thought this was actually pretty straight on. I've heard of every one of these people or a song of every one of these people except one. I had not heard of DC the Don. That's the one that I was unfamiliar with, still unfamiliar, haven't checked it out. But I've heard Tia Corinne got that song, that Freaky T song. I've heard that. La Tyler, I've seen him. He's from Florida, and he's more noteworthy because he a young nigga, but he's not really on no street shit. He on some fly shit, and he always makes note of that. When I've seen him talk a couple of times, and he like, man, all that street shit, that shooting and killing shit, that shit play. I'm on like some fly get bitches shit. So I listen to his shit. I kind of fuck with him too. He be slick, be ribbing and everything. And then Central C, I talked about him, probably like last year. I said that's the only UK dude I can listen to. And I was actually I was like, damn, that's a good look. They got a UK dude on here, and he fired too. So like, I was impressed with the list. Actually, this is one of the better ones. Too Rare is some slaw, but he's on a hit with my boyfriend with NLE Chopper. So I get why he may be on here. This made perfect sense. There's a couple of snubs I did notice, but I don't know the politics behind it. Whether they were invited or not, but obviously Ice Spice it's kind of surprising that she not on here. I think her team turned it down. I'm not 100% sure. That would make sense. Obviously they didn't miss her.
That's the rumor. Yeah, they turned it down.
Yeah, which I get.
Don't need that.
That makes sense. But I'm gonna tell you who should have been on here, and I'm hot that they not. Simba 1000% should have been on here.
He
Hot
ain't been
about
on
that.
another one.
No,
He haven't.
no, he should have been on here.
Huh.
His project last year was fire.
Yeah,
He's been
Simba should have
killing
been on
shit. And then I was kind of surprised that Puff Son went
Who'd
on
you
here because
take
he had
off
a
for
number one
Simba?
hit last year.
The song with Kodak.
Yes.
He might have turned it down too. I could see him being too big for this.
What? Ain't no
Puff
damn
Son,
way.
bro. What's the nigga name? Justin? Is that who we talking about? Or
King Combs.
another nigga? Is that
I mean,
his
his
name?
rap name is King Combs, I'm saying.
Oh, but it's Justin, right? That's the
I
nigga?
believe so.
Okay.
I don't know them niggas.
Yeah, he bigger than this. If Ice Spice bigger than this, he bigger than this. It's Puff Son, bro. I'm not going there.
Nigga, he just
Puff,
got he been rapping for
I'm
years.
Puff Son, bro. I'm not going to XXL fucking nah.
This is
I ain't
Christian.
even taking calls from y'all. Oh, it's Christian.
This is Christian. Yeah.
Whoever it is. I ain't taking calls from XXL if I'm Puff Son. I'm sorry.
He need all the
I ain't
looks he
showing
can
up for the
get to
video.
legitimize his rap
Right,
career, dude.
Right, stop it. I know you too, nigga. If you was Puff Son, you ain't even answering these niggas' call, bro. You're not showing. I'm not going to a 10-hour video shoot. I ain't freestyling with these niggas, bro. Stop.
You gotta
My
understand.
dad's a billionaire. I don't need this press.
You gotta understand. He wants to carve out a lane for himself. Like, yes, it's cool to have a billionaire dad for sure, but that to us, to him, that's just his dad. He wants to get out of the shadow of him and show that he can make it on his own. That's what I'm saying.
No, because this nigga is clearly doppelganging his daddy out here. All he is Puff, the new generation. The nigga, he's doing the same act. It's the same goddamn thing, dude.
The apple don't fall far
just
from
mimicking
the tree.
His daddy, right? So yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying though. It is a good look for people, but however, I also could see where you could be like, nah, I'm not doing that because of the stuff that go with it. Like all of these niggas on here is showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these people, maybe Finesse might think that he cannot show up, but that's not true.
If Glorilla and Finesse can show up, then he can show
up. Yeah. Glorilla, the biggest star on this list
today. Yeah, she's had more hits. She's had the most hits out of everybody on here.
Mm-hmm. Who you listen to? Who you like the most off the list?
I like Central C. Like I said, there hasn't been one UK person I can listen to for more than 2 songs. And when I listen to Dude, I listen to his whole album, man. It was riding. And I was shocked because I do not like that shit. And he hard, though. So I fuck with him. Of course, I fuck with Finesse. I think there's a little bit of tweaking that need to be done with his music, but I think he got hella potential. I think Lola Brooke is some slaw. And I like Glorilla, too. She dope.
Yeah, I like Glow. She probably my favorite artist on here. Finesse was my guy, but it's like that he's kind of hit a brick wall in my opinion.
I agree.
Like it ain't going up too much like it have been. I don't know if ain't enough music coming out or he ain't got the hits or what, but I ain't really. It kind of fell off. It been really silent for him. This other nigga, the DC, the Don nigga.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I wouldn't even listen to his music just based off what he got on right here. Them pants is nuts. Them pants are insane, bro.
And pants
showed up to a video shoot with that shit on. That shit is crazy.
And I like the young boy Tyler too. I like what he stand for.
Oh yeah. You said
I like what he stand for. He like, man, this street shit played, nigga. We getting money, we getting bitches. That's it. Like we kicking it too. Like come kick it with me if you fuck with that. And like nigga, like who can be mad at that? So I'm fucking with
turn that down. I know that's right. I'm gonna tap into that. All right, man. Moving on. Your man's did his thing that he does every year. Drops an impeccable video titled Broski. It had Rotimi. Is that the nigga name? It had Rotimi in it. Of course, if you haven't seen it, I'm speaking about Joyner Lucas. Again, always coming with the fire visuals. This one didn't let down either. Simple question, AB. Do you think that Joyner Lucas dropped the video of the year with Broski and a slight detail of what the song was talking about?
Yeah, man, listen, I heard the song first early in the morning. I went to the gym. It was dumb early. I saw he released a new song. Let me hear it. I like the song off top. And a lot of people maybe won't feel this type of music because it can come off as a gimmick sometimes. But Joyner Lucas does very specific type themed music. The last one he did, the last video he came out with was with your boy Devil's Work 2, where he talks about the people who have died who he wish they would come back. It was a sequel to Devil's Work 1, obviously. And so like everything, a lot of things are very themed. He blew up off the "I Am Not Racist"
I was just gonna
video.
say the last one I remember was the fat white dude.
Yeah, that's the one that blew him up. And
Mm-hmm.
again, it was creative. It was thought provoking. It got people talking, just like this one did. This video is complete flames. It's basically him rapping from the perspective of a homeboy of his who is giving him props for the things that he's done, and not only for himself as the artist, but he's also done for his homeboy. Only for the tone to change in the middle of him giving his "I appreciate you" speech to asking for more and kind of coming off in a hater vibe, and then to circle back at the end back to the homeboy. And so it's just basically showing how sometimes your biggest enemies can be your closest friends. And that it's a very dope song, number one, and two, an even doper visual. I thought Rotimi bodied it. I thought he sold it, because if he doesn't sell it, then it's whack.
Yeah,
He sold it.
That was some
And
good acting by him.
that's a fact. To me, it's easily the video of the year, and I'm so glad he keeps putting out visuals like this. I don't want him to stop, because nobody else is really putting out consistent visuals like this. Other people have dope videos. Drake, Future, they have dope ass videos. But the thought that goes into these, they be like little mini movies. And I'm a video person. I like to see the creativity, people thinking outside the box. It's 2023. We in 50 years of hip hop. What can you do that hasn't been done before? He consistently does that, and I respect the hell out of it. And I like the song, and he can rap. So I thought it was dope. What about you?
I loved it, man. I loved the video. I thought it was well done by Rotimi. The bars was it. And even beyond homeboy shit, this was like I know some women that listened to this and said they could relate, because this is more so about success, not men or women, but
Sure.
a lot of successful people can relate to this and relate to friends asking and coming at them this way, and just playing off of that. So it was a really versatile song, even stepping outside of the box of being black men, and people being able to listen to this and be like, wow, that's some thought-provoking shit, which made me wonder to this, like you said, man, he stayed killing the visuals. Would you consider him a successful rapper?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Think,
because he's touring. He does a lot of shit.
True. He's making a living from this. You're right. He is a
For
successful
sure.
rapper. But I tell you what I would like to see, since I'm not really a big music fan of his, I would love to see him try and do something in the music, short film, TV show, an episode of Black Mirror type shit. Like, I feel like that he's an artist that's creative enough and has the lyrical and storytelling ability to, like, maybe if it's a one-off on YouTube, like a 20-minute short, just something that gives us more than these videos every 3-6 months. Like, they fire, don't get me wrong. Just not being as big a fan of his music, I wonder if it serves him a little better being more of a creative, or if he even has some stuff like that in the works. I would love to see it. But to the video, broski, this shit was fire. Rotimi did a great job. Again, if you haven't heard it, listen to the lyrics. This shit is fire, especially if you like an ascending person, you consider yourself successful, you probably dealt with this shit, like with your friends, family, or whatever it may be. So this is a really good song, really thought-provoking, as you said. I love to see Joyner Lucas continue to grow on his visual and storytelling aspects of his career. Maybe we see him be a director, showrunner, writer, or something for a TV series, because I think that he can really get in that bag.
Yeah, if you peep the video, you'll notice there's always this thing at the end that says like powered by Tully. That's a music technology platform that he co-founded a couple of years ago. And so I'm not 100% sure what all it entails, but it's something that he's over. So he's got his hands in a couple of other things. When we talked about, would you consider him successful? He's got his hands in on some tech shit that is completely over my head, but I would not be surprised if we looked up 2 years from now and somebody buys this Tully app for 200 million and whatever the fuck. So it's supposed to track your royalties and your publishing and all of this type of stuff, man, and have royalty-free production on there. It's a whole thing for artists and stuff, man. So if you're an up-and-coming artist, you may want to check it out. TULLY. So yeah, see what that's about. But his music and his videos, please check out that broski. And when you're done with that, check out that Devil's Work 2. And when you're done with that, check out Devil's Work 1. All those videos, they're hard as fuck.
And if for some reason you have not seen I'm Not a Racist, start there.
That's true.
Eesh, that shit fire as well.
Yeah, man.
All right, what we got next?
Man, your man YSL Thugger Jeffrey dropped a surprise album on us last Friday. It was called Business is Business. Very interesting. Also, there was an alleged phone call that leaked with him speaking to Lil Durk,
Little
throwing
baby.
shots at his artist Gunna, not naming names, but reading in between the lines. That seems like who he's alluding to. Number one, what do you think about the album? And two, what do you think about this phone call?
What was the phone call? Was it the one where he said, if y'all gonna diss Buddy, do it on my album? Is that the
Yeah,
one you're talking about? I think he was talking to Lil Baby.
Baby Bay. Okay,
Uh,
yeah, I couldn't tell if it was Durk or Baby.
yeah, because the nigga, he's whatever he said at the beginning, that's Lil Baby nickname amongst them. Um, I understand piggybacking off the controversy. I need to make some money. I don't want Gunna's album to be the sole thing that's bringing in bread for YSL while I'm going through this. So why not play off of it? Because people are going to listen, put it out a week later, see if people are listening for Gunna diss or whatnot. So I get that part of it from the sense of just having some business out on the streets. But from the sense of legacy, and that's hard to think about with what Young Thug is dealing with. He was ascending upward as far as his musical ability. Like he's starting to get more and more creative each year. People attributing his style, his voice, how he uses it as being solo and different. This took a step back because this is old shit. Like all this shit sounded old. It was like old music to back to the point before I was listening to him. Like, I don't want to hear this. But again, I understand the business part of it. The title of business is business capitalizing off Gunna's success pretty much and the whole controversy that was going on and figuring, hey, I can get clicks this way. So from that sense, okay, I understand it. Business is business. But from a legacy standpoint, I don't really like it. It's like this is a throwaway album. Like he was mentioning, somebody thought that he was dissing Sweetie on one of
Yeah,
the songs, and he responded and he was like, well, that song is 6 years old. Like if I'm someone of thug stature, I ain't trying to release 6-year-old songs, bro. Unless I guess I'm fighting for my life in jail.
yeah.
So yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. However, I understand the business part of it. And the phone call, it didn't play out. So I wonder how Baby digested that. Like we seen the clip of Baby dissing him allegedly on the snip of the video that he's doing, but I didn't hear a Baby diss about him on that album. So I wonder, why that was even leaked, how that came about as well. So it's an unfortunate situation. Continue to see how this YSL thing plays out. What you say?
I'm gonna focus more on the latter because you touched on what I was about to speak on. Number one, I'm gonna make it quick about the album. The album is trash. One and done. I was out. Second, the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that sounded very fishy to me. Number
Very
one, just as you
fishy.
said, the nigga that he's talking to, if it's Dirk or Baby, neither one of them made the album. So that's number one. So neither one of them niggas, whoever he was talking to, didn't have time to record a verse and quote unquote respond to the nigga on the fuck nigga on the whatever the fuck he said. I thought that was interesting. Number two, and you may have alluded to this. What is the purpose? Gunna's album came out on YSL. He is still a YSL artist. He's still putting money in Thug's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Thug also still has control on whether Gunna's shit comes out or not. He still has to sign off on that.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of having someone come on your album to diss the nigga that's on your label that has an album that's streaming right now that puts money into your pocket to pay for these lawyers that are fighting for your life? I'm confused at that, unless what you just said, it's to draw up interest of his album, which in turn would do the same thing, put money in his pocket, X, Y, and Z. That's the only thing I can see, because stepping on him, it's like cutting your nose to spite your face. It feels weird to me. I'm not going to put my tinfoil hat on and say that was an AI phone call, but it just felt
I've
weird.
heard people say that.
Something about it didn't feel right, but that's just me.
Business is business, right? So maybe, again, it came out last week. People hear me say this week. People that was like refusing to listen to it, maybe because I said this, they go listen to try to see what he was saying about me or why I dissed him or why Baby said what he said. Just capitalizing off the controversy. Unfortunately, that's where Thug is at with it. That's the biggest play that he can make in the position that he in. So I guess that's it. That's why the phone call leaks. That's why, I want people, the streets, to talk about this. We just talked about it with Jim Jones and Pusha. Like, people love beef. We love it in hip hop. If it appears that I'm beefing with Gunna and I can get Baby on here and that verse or song can carry this album through the summer, then I've done my job. Because we're gonna talk about it later. Gunna still sold. Like that wasn't gonna take away from it. So
I mean, but what's the
unfortunate
point though? I
situation.
like it
What you mean?
because he didn't accomplish what he was trying. He didn't get Baby on there. He didn't get Dirk on there. So why put it out? He didn't even get to drop it on the same day as the phone
Maybe
call.
he didn't release it. Maybe he didn't release that audio clip. Is that what you're talking about? Or you talking about just the album?
Just no, I'm talking about the album. The album, in the audio clip, he talks about wanting to drop the album the same day as Gunna.
Same day. I remember that. Yeah.
And that didn't work. That didn't happen. Right. And he doesn't get the feature that he was asking for. So why not wait until you get that feature? You're not on the clock. You're to miss the date. Yeah. That the fuck, bro. That shit. That doesn't make. It just doesn't add up, bro. Something's weird. That's all. It's something weird. I can't put my finger on it, but something's weird.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how this plays out. Other than, again, just if he dropped last week, I couldn't get it out on the same day because that probably would have had people listening to both of them.
Yeah,
I get it out a week later and people listen to my shit fresh off of Gunna shit. They're going to compare them. They're going to go back and forth. I'm going to get streams, which I'm sure is all he cares about right now.
Yeah. Word on the street is this. I don't know if this is backfiring or not, but this is making Gunna look a lot better because his project, people are saying that's frying the Thug project. And they're also saying it's frying the Dirk project. So I don't know if this is making Gunna look good or better or Thug worse. I don't really know. I would love to know how Thug really feels, though. I really wish he would do a fucking, I don't know, a call.
I can't believe we ain't got the jail interview like Pac had. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
To there, like, somebody should be able to pull up and get that Young Thug interview.
Well, he probably can't talk about it anyway, though. He probably can't talk on shit. He probably can't speak on shit.
Talk about the music.
No, I'm just saying, fuck that. I'm talking about the relationship with him and Gunna. Nobody care about that. Yeah, we know this shit old.
To it. He can allude to, what's going on, how he feels or whatnot. Which I'm sure, like you said this when we were talking, like once niggas like Dirk and Baby and those niggas that are close to him start talking, we'll get an understanding of how he feels too. Like they getting that information from somewhere.
I mean, that's true. They probably are. But that means if he's mad at Gunna, then that means he's mad at his brother and the 8 other people who plead.
And that may be possible too.
That's true. Right. Why not? Why aren't they catching the smoke then? That's what I'm saying.
Do that nigga rap? Do his brother rap? Don't his brother rap? What's the nigga name?
Yeah, Unfunk. I don't know how to say his name, but that's the best pronunciation I got for it.
Gunna's probably the most popular of those niggas. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I ain't gonna say I know. I don't know. I ain't know the 8 other niggas plead what their situation was. Like, was it the same scenario? Is it tape?
No.
Of them, like, see?
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
What do y'all think? What do you think the difference was in they pleas, though? What do you think they had to solve a Rubik's Cube?
I'm saying niggas love to holler. Niggas love to holler. Where the paperwork? Ain't nobody said nothing about their paperwork. Like, does anybody know that they
I think the brothers' paperwork did pop up, and he checked the boxes. He initialed the boxes next to his YSL. The same questions that Gunna had. He initialed his name next to him.
Finesse 2 times said something that was interesting. When people asked, he was like, people asked him about the situation. Of course, he just got out. And he tried to explain how that's the scenario that the district attorney puts you in. Like, if you plead guilty, then you also have to admit that what they're saying is true.
Yeah.
And what they believe is that this is a game.
Yeah.
Now, you ain't saying that it's a game, but you trying to get out of jail.
Of course.
So, again, Finesse said this like it was told to me and like it was told to him. Yeah, you snitching if you take the plea deal because you're using that. They are able to use that information in furtherance of their case.
Allegedly not, though. We'll see. Only time will tell.
They will. Them, you get in trial, them white folks gonna pull anything out not to lose that shit. So
I thought snitching was when 2 people went on a crime and one got caught and the other didn't, and then the one that got caught told on the other that got away. I thought that was snitching. But
that's a version of it. Snitching is essentially, if you are a criminal, you shouldn't be talking to them.
So we're saying Gunna's a criminal
civilian? Now. No, that's what I'm. Well, he acted like one. You was around participating in criminal activities. It may not have been killing, shooting, and robbing niggas, but it was something.
Was he?
That's the perception of the DA, and he admitted to it. That's the point.
Get the fuck out of jail.
Didn't fight it if he wouldn't.
Listen,
like that's the thing, and I think that's what most niggas that don't have as much to lose as Gunner, that's the hang up with them. If you're insistent that you weren't involved in any criminal activity, and that I wasn't selling drugs, shooting niggas and shit like that, then take that shit to trial, nigga.
Man, that's easier
like,
said.
But that's easy for a nigga that ain't got what Gunna got waiting at home to say. However, it still doesn't make it right though. Because like you said, these niggas is operating in a fantasy world that are judging this. These niggas not operating in the real world. The real world, you're right. Nigga, where do I sign? I'm going home today. I'm a millionaire. Fuck y'all niggas. I ain't never got to be nowhere around y'all. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna sell my albums. In the fantasy world that most niggas live in called the streets, oh, you got to fight there, bro. You got to stand hard. You got to stand tall, bro. Take that shit to trial. Yeah, okay. All right. But them niggas ain't got shit to lose.
Hey, man.
You get out of jail and go sleep on a couch. Of course you gonna stay in jail. Nigga, you don't even know where your next meal coming from. You know you not snitching.
I just ain't got a car. Yeah, in that instance, it's probably more beneficial for them to stay down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ain't got shit going on. Of course you not gonna snitch. You ain't what you going home to. Ah, man, you was a real nigga, bro. Like you held it down. Nigga been in that 10 years. Nigga, shut up. Nigga got stock. I'm assuming this nigga got money put up for retirement. Nigga got millions of dollars in his account. I just seen him on IG with some thick ass bitch. Several of them in the background. Yes, nigga, he's telling. I'm gonna sign. What sign where, nigga?
Hey, man.
But most niggas don't got that. So that's why they live in this fantasy world. Oh, you got to stand tall, bro. Shut up, nigga.
Bro, this real quick before we move on. This just made me, I was watching some clip on Pac, and it just made me think Pac signed, they were talking about why he signed with Suge, and nigga, he signed with the first niggas that came in jail and said, we can get you out if you sign right.
That's the nigga that had the $2 million in bond money. That's why I signed with Suge, nigga.
That nigga would have signed with the KKK, bro, if they could have got him the fuck out of jail.
Right. Oh, you don't fuck with Dre? Okay, cool. Whoever you want me to beef with, nigga, it's cool. You got them $2 million right there? Okay.
Oh, you don't fuck with Biggie? Me neither. Yeah, me neither.
I don't fuck with that nigga. I hate Puff, nigga.
Yeah, I hate them niggas. Fuck it.
You gonna give me some walking around money as well? Cool.
Nigga, where do I sign? Oh, it's a napkin? Cool.
Exactly, dude. Like niggas, a lot of niggas living in a fantasy fucking world. Like that shit is fantasy. You know what I mean? You gotta stand tall. Like, no, you gotta stand tall because you ain't got shit else going on, nigga. Sleeping on a couch.
Plus, if a nigga, man, fuck that. If a nigga if two niggas in a car, bro, and they get pulled over and the nigga got a strap on them and the other nigga don't know it, and the nigga like, man, take this from me, or like, don't say it was mine or say it was yours. And I'm like, nigga, I didn't even know you was in this month. Like a real nigga supposed to take that, nigga. You supposed to say whose it is, nigga. Don't even bring the bystander into it, bro. If that's you, you take that, nigga, because you don't want to see your partner go down for something that they ain't had nothing to do with or weren't even aware of. Like that's a whole nother level of shit. But niggas don't do that though.
That's a good scenario that you say that. Boosie was talking about that a little bit. If you're riding with the nigga and you're not about that life, I don't know you got no pistol or why you got a pistol and we get pulled over and they find that pistol, you're absolutely right.
You're supposed to eat that.
But yeah, you nigga got to be like, nah, this is mine. You let him go, whatever. He ain't got nothing to do with this. However, if both of these niggas is about that life, you knew the pistol was in there, I just so happened to have it, neither one of y'all can't say shit.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
That's a fact.
It's levels to it. But
what's next, man?
All right, man. Next, we got your man's Aubrey Graham is dropping, wait for it, a poetry book by Pac much. Also with the poetry book, he announced that a new album may be coming with the old Drizzy Drake in live and full effect. AB, I know you're excited about this. What are your thoughts on that book and the album?
Man, listen, both are a cop. Fuck are you talking about? The poetry book titles ruin everything. A stream of consciousness. It's a stream of cop, nigga. It's on the way. You ain't talking about nothing.
Title. That's a
Second off, the new album for all the dogs. No release date. It doesn't matter. I'll be up at midnight, nigga, when that shit drop. Let me get that. His tour was supposed to kick off in July, I believe, but it's been pushed back to August. I think that is in preparation for this album. I believe it's going to drop before then. I don't know when. Maybe fuck around, drop Friday. Fuck around, drop tomorrow. I don't know. But
July
I do
4th
think
weekend to be strong for it to drop.
Who?
That'll be a strong Friday of the 4th, like this
Oh yeah, for
Friday. That'll be a
sure.
strong drop date.
That's true. But we don't know what this is gonna be. We don't know if it's gonna be honestly never. It's gonna be a dance album part two. Is it gonna be an all R&B? Is it gonna be all nigga him and 21 again? Like I don't. We don't know what the type of music is gonna be because it's Drake and he can do 10 different type styles.
What my dog just alluding to though, giving y'all niggas what y'all been asking for.
That's true.
Yeah, I want
But it's
this
coming with a
rapping
poetry
Drake.
book.
Even better. He go to poetry. He go to Rose in the Concrete. And listen to this. Hit him up, nigga. Like that. That's like, hey man, this dude is brilliant with what he does, man. The rollouts and all that shit. Even the little picture with the dogs on that.
Yeah.
All of that shit is great, bro. Like, I can't knock. I'm gonna listen. Like you said, I'm not waiting up to 12 at all, but I still get excited. You know, I still get excited about Drake releases. I want to read the poetry book too. I'm a reader. But yeah, I want to hear what this sounds like. And if it is, my guess, my prediction is it is what people have been looking for and waiting on. The reception from that 21 Savage album and him, I think that he loved that, wants to capitalize off that high. So I'm gonna really give niggas, take it back to the old Drake, like what you're saying, and really give niggas what they've been wanting, but a 2023 version with richer, with more perspective and more shit to talk about. Like, yeah, if you give me 14 Middle of the Oceans, I'm here for that. That's your classic album, sir. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm looking to hear this. I hope I won't get my hopes up too high though, that it's gonna be what we've all been waiting for, and it's a straight heat rap album from Drake.
I would temper expectations just because you never know.
Yeah,
that's fucked people up in the past. People had hype. Views is probably his most hyped upcoming album, and it kicked off with an R&B intro that people hated at first. Yeah. They hated all of my let's just be friends. People like it now. When it came out, people hated it, dude, because he always used to bar niggas down on the intro. And so when niggas heard that, it was like, oh, fuck. Then One Dance and Controller. Nobody liked the Afrobeat shit. It's popping now. But then
banging now, nigga.
Yeah, now it's the wave. But people didn't like that back then. So like, dude, a lot of his music, not all of it, a lot of his music does have to grow on you because he usually takes chances with the sounds. He may be a little early on a sound or two, possibly. But so that's why I say I would just temper expectations. I'm going to go in this with no expectation. I don't know what the fuck it's about. I'm just going to press play because that fucked me over with the Honestly Nevermind last time.
All we know for my dogs may be all feature stuff, all OVO niggas.
That's true. Right.
Never heard of.
Might be a compilation like of OVO niggas.
We never know, right? We never know with Drake, man. So shout out to Drizzy. I'm waiting for it though.
Absolutely, man. Last one before we get to these wins and losses, man. We spoke about it earlier. Gunna, those first week sales are in 80K first week compared to 150K with his previous Drip Season Forever project. Are you surprised at the dip? That's about half, damn near, for the sales in Gunna.
I was surprised that it was this much. We talked about a couple of times how people are going to react with the snitching stuff out there. Like people still going to come listen to the music. 80,000 for him, I feel like that's solid. Like that's a solid outing right now with really no singles, a week of promotion. Like it wasn't no big rollout, anything like that. Most of the reviews that I've seen other than the shit about snitching have been great. We love this album. It's all that I've been hearing. Gunna has album of the year, like, which is insane. And that Killer Mike just dropped, but I digress. But yeah, 80,000, I was surprised. I was expecting 40, 50, somewhere in there, like dealing with the backlash, especially with Thug looming. Dirk just came out. I think it goes to so, and it answers the question of what we were asking, like, what is this going to mean for his career? And if he's the nigga that's making the music in that lane, if people are saying it's better than Dirk's, it's better than Thug, it's better than Baby shit, like, then I can only assume that these sales are going to continue to climb up because he's making the best music. And a lot of that shit ain't got nothing to do with how people digest music nowadays.
80K by himself is definitely impressive. The 150K comes with the rollout
single, Push and P,
Future on this, Thug on that, Baby on this, Dirk on that. Like, it comes with Metro, and it comes with a whole lot of people promoting it, posting the artwork, and all. So to do 80 Dolo, I can respect. The lead single that he dropped out of nowhere, The Bread and Butter, is at 9.7 million views on YouTube. It'll probably be at 10 by the time this episode goes live. So that is doing well. Of course, it's not a radio hit as Pushin P was last year. So thus, that's why you don't get the same numbers. But it's a respectable number. I'm not mad at 80K. Nowadays, like you said, should be 30 and 40, bro. Like, you're lucky to break 70. So it's impressive to me. I'm sure Young Thug will take it as well. I'm sure Gunna will take it because, again, he's dropped a couple of videos, man. That nigga co-starring, it's him featuring him. Like, this nigga he is leaning all the way into I'm in this by myself.
I'm Dolo. Me and these bad bitches. We pushing Pete.
That's it. So, I mean, I respect it.
We talked about this too. He makes that kind of music though. I don't need 1,000 niggas with me. Like he make player music. I make fly shit, man. Like niggas gonna vibe to this, or women when they on their little girls trips, or they going out for the night. Like, when you on vacation, like you're gonna vibe to this shit. Like niggas ain't thinking like, oh man, he snitched, man. I can't, like, man, don't nobody give a fuck.
If the gap's riding, bro, you're turning it on, my nigga. Like,
and it's gonna be played in the clubs and the lounges. This niggas ain't riding to do no missions, listening to Gunna, no way.
And they wasn't doing that.
All of y'all niggas that's complaining about him being a snitch and how you listening to this. Y'all don't listen to this shit, no way. At least I don't think. My niggas go listen to Kodak Black and all of the other shit that you was listening to prior to. But yeah, as we've seen, 80K is solid. Like, I wish we knew Killer Mike's number so we could compare, but that shit's like Fort Knox. Like, for some reason, we can't find Killer Mike first week numbers, which is crazy.
The only thing I can find is that Billboard did tweet out where it charted. Killer Mike charted at 58.
I seen 58 on the charts.
That's it, though. I don't know what that means.
Tell me how many he did. Let me ask you this before we move on about Killer Mike album. He was talking on Joe Budden how his budget was $250 for this.
Okay.
A year in, he said he spent this $250, and he went out to LA and got to talking to No ID and other niggas, and they were like, "Nah, bro, you're gonna need another $250 if you want to make this how you want to make it." He said he went to his personal funds and got the other $250. His wife was like, "Hold on, bro. Like,
hold on, champ."
That being said, and us struggling to find the first week's numbers, do you think that he'd have a hard time recouping that $500,000 off this album?
No.
Just take a longer time.
It may take a little bit longer. You know, he's got the streaming from the album. He's got the streaming from the YouTube videos, but then he's got shows. So if he wanted to do a couple of shows by himself where he doesn't have to go with his partner on a Run the Jewels type joint, he could do a 10-city tour and get that back popping.
Fact.
I'm not even 10. He probably do 20 off of this.
Whenever Killer Mike is on tour recording for this, on tour performing as Michael, I'm there.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of people that feel like that. So that he can make that back. It's all an investment. And plus he's a smart dude when it comes to investing, and he's got somebody on his side that's going to reel him in before he does something goofy. Like, he's talked about this 100 times. He wanted to go get the Hellcat. He wanted to drop 120 on the Hellcat, and his wife was like, "Nigga, please, we finna go put that 120 on this building." And then once that makes something, then okay, go get the Hellcat.
Then you can get the Hellcat if you even still want it
at that point. Exactly. Yeah. So I think this was a passion project for Killer Mike. He wanted to get this out and get this off the way he did, and I think just for that he gonna sleep good at night. He not really stunting the bro. I don't think he hurting for no bread. So I think his gambles are paid off.
I was just wondering what the investment payoff. So
yeah, I think so. It just may take a while.
Facts, man. What we got for these wins and these losses?
Man, real quick, man, before we get out of here, win or loss, your man Blueface has started a new record label. It's called MILF Music. He's only signing single mothers. It's a W or an L.
I hate this nigga. I hate this nigga. I came on here and I co-signed this nigga, which makes me hate it even more. I hate this nigga. I hate they whole aura, him, the chick, fucking what's the whack, all of these, that whole scenario just being presented, just pushing Blueface. I hate them all, bro.
Yeah.
This is stupid. It's a loss. MILF Records is dumb. You want to do something for single mothers, nigga, start a website, nigga. Give donations or something out, nigga. Get out of here. I hate this nigga.
Yeah.
Jeez.
For some odd reason, he continues to pop up on my Twitter feed, and I don't
Why
follow
do people
him,
even talk about him? I
bro.
shouldn't know him or Christian Rock.
I agree.
I don't follow nothing to the sort, and all the time I see them on my fucking timeline. It's crazy.
I'm getting every news update on them, and I'm so confused. Do they got stock in Twitter? I don't understand, dude.
Got to. They got to.
Is Elon a fan? Like, come on, bro. He is stretching these 15 minutes out crazy, dude.
It's nuts. Does he do he still rap?
I don't know.
I couldn't even tell you. Like, I don't know. Like,
he's a CEO now, nigga. MILF Music Group, nigga. MMG.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ross ought to sue him for that too. MILF Music Group.
That just made me think of another winner or loss. Winner or loss, Rick Ross having his second annual pool party. The cheapest ticket is $350 to get in. If you want VIP, it's 5 bands at his crib.
What kind of pool party is that? I'll tell you what I'm expecting for $350. I ain't even gonna hold you.
What would be Uncle Luke, nigga? You better take that motherfucker to Miami.
Nigga, no bikinis allowed, bro. Like, this is a new swim party for the 300. I ain't even gonna hold you. If I pay 5 bands, bro, you got to be able to take a shower in Ross' little locker room. Like, you got to have a locker room set up and everything, bro. I got to be able to get fresh before I leave. And they like, nigga, are you fucking kidding me? For a pool party?
I don't know who told Ross, hey, this is what you need to do with your crib. But that nigga has took that advice and ran with it, nigga.
That nigga is milking the hospitality market, nigga. Like that. Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't know who told that nigga that the hospitality market was where it was at, but it does make a lot of money. Facts. He is right, and he's eating from it.
Nigga, I just rewatched The Founder over the week. It's one of my favorite business movies, nigga. The McDonald's story. Yeah. And I don't know if you remember the scene where dude gave him the aha moment about, nigga, you trying to make these with 1% off of these franchises. You need to be in realty. You need to buy the land and then make sure the franchisees build on your land and they pay you rent. And that's the aha moment that he had. Mm-hmm. I don't know who. This was the same moment somebody told Ross and said, you got this big ass house, nigga. You need to be throwing events at your house so you can write them off and you could charge a high premium, nigga. And boom, boom, boom. And that nigga, I give it to him because he followed instructions clearly and he's been shaking it. He got at least 3 or 4 events at his house a year, bro. Yeah. High ticket events too.
And to be completely clear with you, I just can't afford a $5,000 ticket. It doesn't look like the shit ain't worth it. Like the car show, all of that shit. I'm just not spending that much on that shit. Mm-hmm. However, if it was like a frivolous, if I could write it off and we could be like, oh, yeah, we going this on deck for 10 racks and we just writing this shit off, then I would definitely be there. So like you said, he's doing a great job in marketing that shit, make it look fun. It always looks like a great time. Hey, shout out to Ross, man.
Real quick, another winner or loss before we get out of here. Killer Mike teases an Andre solo album when he was on Sway, only to walk it back 24 hours later and say he was high. Winner or loss, man. Killer Mike with the Andre 3K pump fake.
That's a L, man. Dre had to had to do the I am Hove call, like they always say Jay do. Like, hey, phone ring, private number.
It's me.
Killer Mike looking like, wonder who the fuck is this? Hey, dog, why you telling about the album? Who is this? Dre, nigga. Like, what's up, nigga? Like, why you telling him about the album?
He talk different on the phone and everything.
Yeah, Dre talk like a real Atlanta nigga and everything. Like, nigga, you know how we get down in Decatur, fat boy. Like, come on, man. You weren't supposed to tell nobody about this. Is why I don't fuck with Atlanta niggas right now, man. That's why I'm over in Japan and China and Thailand playing the fucking flute. Niggas can't keep their mouth quiet, dude. But shout out to you, I bet that was a funny conversation. Killer Mike did walk it back, say he was high. He didn't know what he was talking about. But it does show Dre got some songs out there somewhere. Like Killer Mike heard something. Yep. He just got a phone call where niggas like, hey, man, relax. But it's something out there. So maybe one day we'll get it.
The fact that y'all think that Andre 3000 is tapped in enough to have gotten word of this nigga the day that he said it is insane, dude. Andre 3000 is at least a week behind all news. Like, he ain't even heard nothing about the submarine or nothing, dude. Like, he late on all of this shit. This nigga has no clue that Killer Mike was on one interview and mentioned this in an hour-long interview, took 30 seconds to mention that he had an album coming out. Y'all think that really got back to Andre that quick? You think Andre 3000 got a cell phone, dude? Does he look like he has a cell phone? They probably
no, but you got to think, though, how excited people get when they hear that. We were waiting on this shit for 25, 30 years.
I don't know why.
So his phone was ringing off the hook. He might not have seen it, but I guarantee you a nigga called him. Like Rico Love and the Dungeon Family niggas, they still got his number. One of them do. Somebody got his number. Man, Fat Boy said you had an album coming. What, nigga? He wasn't nobody supposed to tell him about the 8 songs I let him hear when he was over here when I was recording for his album. So I could feel like somebody called him and said that.
Weird. Listen, man. I said this when this got thrown in the chat. I said it when niggas put it in the chat. Andre got an album coming. I said we're never getting that. What the fuck? Why are y'all still hanging on to this, dude? We're never getting it. And then 24 hours later, oh, I was just kidding. Exactly, because we're never getting it, dude. Has he recorded songs? Sure, probably so. Are we ever going to hear a solo album, man? We're never getting it, bro.
I'm with you in that sense. It's never coming out.
Never.
Like the songs, they're probably a collection of Andre songs somewhere that privileged people have heard. But yeah,
sure.
we are never hearing the album. Not the general fan base.
Y'all can throw that in there with Black Hippie album and with that Dre. What was the Dre shit? We ain't never getting none of that shit, dude.
That Detox.
We're never getting Detox, Andre album, or Black Hippie album. Forget about it. It's over.
That's the question. Let's say you had a magic genie and you could get one of those albums. Which one would you want?
It would probably be Andre album. I'd be more interested in hearing what that sounds like. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, it's close though. That's a good ass question.
I would go with that Black Hippie.
I ain't mad at that,
bro. Ooh, didn't you say J-Rock coming out this week?
J-Rock from the drop, nigga.
Yeah,
I'm fired up about that. Rap finally it's getting hot outside and rap is heating up. Finally.
They figured in the marketing plans out, man. So yeah.
I'm here for that. On deck of the week, man. Shout out to a new YouTube sub, Jay Martin. Make sure y'all follow Jay Martin and go and sub on YouTube, youtube.com/OnDeckTV show. What do you got to put me on?
Appreciate that. Follow Jay Martin, man. I said this before, but the season finale has came on, so you guys can watch it in full on Amazon Prime or MGM Plus. That's from You're a Big Lost fan, AB. It strikingly similar to that, man.
Let's not be disrespectful because that's a classic show.
Once you start watching it, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. It's one of those shows, man. It ain't prestige television like Succession or nothing like that, but it's one of those. It's like I can't stop watching it because I really want to know what the fuck is going on, and they do a great job of stringing it the fuck out. So the season finale came on, and spoiler alert, there were no more answers at the end of season 2 than there were starting episode 1 of season 1. Yeah. But that adds to the lure of the show, man. So that's from, if y'all haven't seen it, they got the black dude actually from Lost and Best Man on there with the dreads and shit. He's the star of the show. But that's a solid series, man. So you can run through 20 episodes if you haven't started and get caught up on season 2. Everything's out on streaming now. What you got?
Man, some music that dropped last week that kind of got overshadowed by Killer Mike and Gunna. Hit Boy and his dad, Big Hit, dropped Surfer Drown Volume 2. It's a very solid project, but it's got probably a top 2 favorite song of mine this year, and that is More For Me. It is fucking fire. Hit Boy has been in his bag. He's been cooking lately. It's a really solid project that I'm not saying it's going to go down as a top 2, top 5 this year. However, it's got some bangers on there. You know, the beats go crazy. And that song More For Me is some real nigga shit. And that is easily one of my favorite songs this year. Top 2. Might not be 2.
More For Me.
Fire.
I'll check that out.
Yes, sir. Again, youtube.com/OnDeckTV show. Follow us at On Deck TV Show on Instagram as well, man. Anything else before we get goes?
That's it, man. We appreciate you guys rocking with us each week. It's the On Deck TV Show. We out.
Yes, sir.